Well, hey kids, hey parents, it's been a while, but I'm glad to be coming back to you. Summer gets busy with vacation Bible school and different things like that, but I'm glad that we are coming back to you now. And so we're keeping going through the New Testament. We're in Luke 13, and Jesus was calling people to follow him. He said, come be my disciple, my apprentice, learn what I'm saying, and then come do it. Come follow behind me. And so he was bringing God's kingdom into this world, this kingdom that was going to make everything right, that was going to fix the problems in the world, and that would stretch all the way into our hearts and fix the problem inside of us, our sinful nature, our heart that wants to run from God and run away from other people and use them for our own advantage rather than loving and serving them. That's what he was here to do. But not everybody was excited about that. And Jesus said there was only one way to get into God's kingdom. And it was to enter through a narrow way. Narrow means it's slim, it's not big. He said there's a broad road that leads to destruction. It's really wide. Like the street that our church is on is called Broad Street. It's a very wide street. And you can't go to destruction if you go on Broad Street, some of the things that are there, but that's any place you go. The ways of the world will take us away from God and his kingdom. But the narrow way is to come to God through Jesus. That's the only way to experience the life of God's kingdom. Now, you may be wondering, why do I have a treasure chest in front of me? Well, in another parable, Jesus said that God's kingdom was like a treasure that was hidden in a field, and the guy was digging around and he found it, and then he went and sold everything that he had so that he could go buy the field because the treasure was worth even more. Well, God's kingdom is like kind of like this treasure chest. And so there's only one way to get into this treasure chest, right? Like there's no special secret compartments that I know of. And so there's one way to get in. So I'm going to do that. Oh man, a little cramped in there. And when you get older, you get tight and you're all balled up. But see, God's kingdom is like that. There's one way in, but it's worth it. Just like if there was treasure in this thing, I'd want to get a hold of that treasure. Well, God's kingdom is like that, and it's through Jesus that we come. We have to trust that he is who he said he is. He's God's king. He's God's son, and he lived the life that we should have, and then he died in our place to take our punishment. But he didn't stay dead. He came back to life. He beat death, and he beat sin and all that's wrong so that we could be in his kingdom, so that we could be part of that and have that life with him. And so that's a question for you to consider. Have you gone through the narrow way to enter God's kingdom? Have you turned from your sin? Have you turned from the broad road and trusted Jesus? Or are you just kind of not paying attention? Or are you just hoping for the best? Those are some things to talk to your parents about. Talk about that together. Are you entering by the narrow road? And if you have, are you still walking down that narrow road? Or are the things of the broad way kind of getting your attention? You're going, what about that? Talk about that together and push each other towards God's kingdom and to becoming like Jesus. Because remember, we're to follow behind him, to be his apprentice, to learn what he does and says, and then to do it ourselves because we trust him. Well, guys, those are some good things for you to help each other towards the Lord. And I have one more thing for you, and it is the word of the week. And the word of the week, or the phrase, is school's back. All right? I hope to see you guys soon. Take care.